Hey everyone, welcome back. We're diving into wellness and self-healing today.
Oh, yeah, a topic I think we all think about.
For sure, for sure. And we've got two sources for this one.
Okay.
We've got this web page from the New Brunswick Department of Health.
Okay.
It's all about this thing they're calling the wellness movement.
Mm.
And it's about sharing stories of what they call wellness champions, people who are really kind of leading the way in terms of their wellness.
I like that. I like that highlighting the positive like that.
Yeah. And then the other one we have is this article from Yoga Online called Self-Healing, 5 Incredible Stories.
Okay.
And it's like summaries of books by people who have overcome some pretty serious health challenges.
Wow.
So we've got these two things, and I'm thinking, what can we learn from this? What can we learn about wellness and self-healing, both personally and for our communities?
Sounds like a good question to me.
So, okay, let's start with that New Brunswick website.
Right.
The thing that I notice is that they really push these inspiring stories and these wellness champions.
Yeah, I think that's so important.
Right.
To show people that there are others out there who are on this path.
Yeah, like it's possible.
Right. And that they can find support and inspiration from each other.
It's almost like they're building a community around wellness.
Exactly. I think that's key to any movement like this.
Have you ever felt that, like, inspired by someone else's wellness journey?
Oh, for sure. Tons of times.
It's so motivating, right?
Yeah. It's like, well, if they can do it, maybe I can too.
Exactly.
Shows you what's possible.
Okay, so let's get into these self-healing stories.
Okay.
I was really blown away by some of these.
Okay.
These are people who overcame some really serious stuff, even stuff that doctors said was incurable.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm ready for this.
So first we've got Beyond Terminal by Chris Collins.
Oh, okay.
Chris was diagnosed with terminal aplastic anemia.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, a blood disorder, pretty serious, and she was only given a few months to live.
That's just awful. I can't even imagine.
But, instead of giving up, she took a different route. Went totally different with her diet. Cut out all processed foods, all sugar, just focused on whole foods.
Interesting.
She also started meditating and visualizing.
Wow.
And after 3.5 years, she made a full recovery.
That's incredible.
It's like amazing.
Yeah, it really shows you the power of lifestyle changes.
Totally.
I mean, how often do we overlook the impact of diet and stress?
Right.
It makes you think, what could we all be doing to improve our own well-being?
Absolutely. Even small changes.
Or even small things.
Like eating more fruits and vegetables.
Exactly. Or trying out a meditation app.
Yeah, little things like
It
that.
can make a huge difference over time.
Okay, so next up, we have My Stroke of Insight by Jill Bolte-Taylor.
Okay.
And this one is wild because Jill is a neuroanatomist,
No way. A brain
a
scientist.
brain scientist,
Wow.
and she had a stroke.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, but she didn't just focus on like the physical recovery.
Right.
She actually used it as a way to teach people about the brain's potential for healing
That's amazing.
and transformation.
Turning that experience into something positive for others.
Yeah, in her book, she talks about the changes that happen mentally and physically, but also about this sense of peace she discovered.
Huh.
So it really makes you think, like, what is normal brain function? What's possible that we don't even know about?
Yeah, what are we capable of?
Exactly. And even in those really tough times, there can be some good.
There's always hope.
Okay, so the next story takes us into Neuroplasticity, The Woman Who Changed Her Brain by Barbara Aerosmith Young. And it's about this woman who was born with learning disabilities.
Oh, wow.
But she was able to figure out where her brain was struggling.
Really?
And then she developed exercises to target those areas.
Like literally rewiring her brain.
Yes.
That's amazing.
And she didn't stop there. She founded a school to help other people with learning disabilities.
That's incredible.
It's like proof that our brains can adapt and change.
We're not stuck with the limitations we're born with. It makes you think, what else could we change about ourselves if we knew how?
Right.
So much potential.
Okay, so this next story is Fighting Parkinson's and Winning by Howard Schiffke.
Okay.
And this is about a man diagnosed with Parkinson's who refused to take the traditional approach.
How do you do?
Instead of medication, he went for a holistic approach.
Okay.
Meditation, Qigong, a vegetarian diet.
Interesting.
And he saw a huge reduction in his symptoms.
Really?
He was practically symptom-free for almost 10 years.
Wow, that's powerful.
It shows you the power of the mind-body connection.
Absolutely. And the importance of exploring all our options.
For sure.
Not limiting ourselves to what's considered conventional.
Okay. And the last story for this part of our dive is Dying to Be Me by Anita Moorjani.
Okay.
This one is really interesting because it gets into the spiritual side of self-healing.
Ah, I like that.
Anita was diagnosed with terminal lymphoma.
Oh, gosh.
She even had a near-death experience while she was in a coma. But during that experience, she had this realization about love fear and her role in her own illness.
Okay.
And then get this, she made a full recovery.
No way.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Makes you think what's possible.
It really does.
That's
That's what's inside each of us waiting to be unlocked.
Exactly.
You know, it's interesting how each of these stories is unique,
Uh-huh.
but they also kind of point to some bigger trends in this whole world of wellness and self-healing.
Right. Like there's definitely some common threads there.
Yeah, like a growing awareness that health isn't just about treating symptoms.
Right. It's about the whole picture.
Exactly. It's about mindset, stress, lifestyle, even spirituality.
And recognizing that we actually have a lot of control over those things.
Absolutely. It's about taking ownership of your health journey.
Not just leaving it all up to doctor.
Right. It's not about rejecting conventional medicine,
Right.
but it's about being an active participant.
Working in collaboration with healthcare professionals.
Exactly. Finding what works best for you as an individual.
I like that. And you know, it makes me think these stories really push us to think differently about what healthcare even means.
Oh, totally. I mean, traditionally, it's been so focused on disease. But what if we shifted that focus to cultivating wellness?
Okay, so instead of just reacting to problems.
Right. We're being proactive, creating conditions for well-being.
So things like stress management, nutrition counseling, mindfulness.
Exactly. Maybe even exploring alternative healing modalities.
And it seems like that kind of approach could not only prevent illness,
yeah,
but also boost our ability to heal ourselves when we need to.
that's the idea. And it brings us back to that wellness movement from New Brunswick.
Totally. They're really onto something with that emphasis on community and inspiration.
Right. Sharing stories and supporting each other.
Creating a culture that values wellness.
Yeah, it's about shifting the whole conversation.
From what's wrong to how can I thrive?
Exactly.
I love that. So as individuals, what can we do? Like, how do we cultivate that mindset?
You know, it can feel overwhelming with all the options out there.
It really can.
But I think it starts with just being aware
Aware of what?
of yourself, your thoughts, your emotions, your body.
You're paying attention to how things affect you.
Right? Are you eating something that makes you feel sluggish?
Hmm.
Does spending time in nature boost your mood?
Interesting.
Just noticing those things.
And then based on that, we can start making changes.
Small changes, yeah. It doesn't have to be a huge overhaul all at once.
Like swapping soda for water more often.
Exactly. Or taking 5 minutes to breathe deeply.
Right.
And remembering it's a process.
There are going to be bumps along the way.
Of course. But the key is to keep learning and growing.
And celebrating those small victories.
Absolutely. Every step matters.
Now, I know some people might be a little skeptical about these stories.
Oh, yeah. Especially when we're talking about things being cured that were considered incurable.
Right.
It's important to remember these are personal experiences.
Not medical advice.
Exactly. They're meant to inspire, not to prescribe.
Always talk to your doctor.
For sure. And do your research.
There's a lot of information out there.
And not all of it's reliable.
So be critical. Think for yourself.
Exactly.
But at the same time, we don't want to just dismiss the power of these stories.
Right. They show us that there's still so much we don't know.
About the human body and its ability to heal.
The mind, the spirit, the environment, they all play a role.
And we have more influence than we might think.
Exactly. So it's about embracing this whole person approach to wellness.
One that recognizes that everything's connected.
And that's a journey worth taking.
Even if it means pushing past your comfort zone.
You know something I've been thinking about?
Yeah.
It's the role of stories themselves.
What do you mean?
Like how powerful storytelling is in promoting wellness.
Oh, interesting.
Think about it. These stories, they inspire, they inform, they connect us.
They can really change how we see things.
Exactly. And give us hope, especially when we're struggling.
So we're creating this collective narrative of wellness.
One story at a time.
And that's something I think we all need to be a part of.
For sure.
So as we wrap up this dive into wellness and self-healing,
Okay.
I think the big takeaway is this. Wellness isn't a destination.
It's a journey.
With ups and downs and challenges and triumphs.
But approach it with curiosity, with compassion, with a willingness to learn.
And remember, you're not alone.
There's so much support out there.
Books, articles, healthcare professionals, online communities.
And don't forget the power of personal connection.
Talking to friends and family.
Sharing your experiences.
You can make all the difference.
So as you continue on your journey,
Yeah.
Stay open to new possibilities.
Embrace a holistic approach.
And cultivate that mindset of resilience and empowerment.
Even small steps can lead to big changes.
And any act of self-care is a step in the right direction.
We believe in your ability to heal and thrive.
We really do.
And to help you keep going.
Yeah.
We want to leave you with a question.
Always good to have something to ponder.
What's one area of your life where you could use a more holistic approach to wellness?
Is it your physical health, mental well-being, relationships?
Take some time to think about that.
And see if it sparks any ideas for action.
We're so glad we could share this dive with you.
I am too.
We hope it's inspired you.
To embrace the power of wellness and self-healing.
You know, it's easy to get caught up in the big picture, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, we forget about those small, everyday things that can make a real difference.
Absolutely, those little acts of self-care.
Totally. Like, what's something you do that just makes you feel good? Like, recharged?
Let me think. Maybe taking a walk in nature?
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, or just listening to music.
Sometimes it's the simplest things.
It really is. And it doesn't have to be complicated or take a lot of time.
Just finding those moments of peace in your day.
And making a conscious effort to include them.
Right, because it's a journey, not a destination.
Exactly. Those little steps add up over time.
And those steps might be different for everyone.
Of course, there's no one right way to do wellness.
So it's about experimenting, finding what works for you.
And being patient with yourself.
Because it's not always easy, right?
No, but there will be challenges.
But that's okay.
It's all part of the process.
The important thing is to keep learning, keep growing, keep moving forward.
Even if it's just one tiny step at a time.
And don't forget, there's help out there if you need it.
Oh, yeah. Tons of resources.
Books, articles, professionals, online communities.
And don't underestimate the power of just talking to someone.
Like a friend or family member.
Yeah. Sharing your experiences can be so helpful.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, we want to leave you with this sense of possibility.
That you really can heal and thrive.
You have the power to shape your own well-being.
Explore different approaches. Seek support. Create a life that nourishes you.
Remember, even the smallest act of self-care matters.
Absolutely. Whether it's deep breaths, a glass of water, or just appreciating the beauty around you.
Every step counts.
Keep exploring. Keep learning. Keep believing in yourself.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone.
It's been a pleasure.
We'll see you next time.